Hi, this is Heather Beatty, and I'm going to talk to you today about the effects of autonomy supportive practices on intrinsic motivation, specifically within the special education mathematics classroom. We've all had those unmotivated students, the daydreamers, the students who are off task, those who participate in task avoidance behaviors, frequent trips to the bathroom, and of course those who are chronically absent. Oftentimes teachers try to adopt controlling motivating styles to use extrinsic motivators. We try directives. We talk about deadlines. And then a lot of times we use incentives, whether it's verbal praise, stickers, small presents, certificates, and then sometimes some of us resort to threats of punishment and consequences. However, research has found that students benefit from an autonomy supportive classroom and suffer from being controlled. Autonomy support can be categorized in three distinct features: organizational, procedural, and cognitive. Organizational autonomy support is when teachers give students choice about group members, evaluation procedures, due dates, and seating rules. Procedural autonomy support is present when students are given opportunities to choose materials for class project, choose the way competence will be measured, and discuss their wants. Students are given opportunities to discuss multiple approaches and strategies, find multiple solutions to problems, be independent problem solvers, re-evaluate errors, and receive informational feedback in a cognitively autonomous supportive classroom. So what's my plan? I want to create a learning module in the form of a web page that includes all of those three aspects of autonomous supportive classroom in the forms of a pretest, learning options, practice problems, and the assessment. So here I have my prototype of my website or web page. This one's specifically for the essentials of algebra and a lesson of graphing linear equations. Right here I have all of the objectives that I want from this lesson. Each student will have to take a pretest. They have a choice of an online version or a paper version that they can do, so wherever they're comfortable. From that, with the student and myself, we'll determine what portion of the learning they need to do so that we can customize it for what they need. Some students oftentimes will even go into a unit and they know quite a bit. So they might be able to go right on to practice and then do a final test to see proficiency, while others may be lacking certain skills to even get them started within this unit. So the pretest helps us get into the learning module. From there, it'll be individualized to them. And again, this is a special education course, so the number of students are smaller than a regular classroom, so that individualized is very important to meet the needs of their IEPs. They have a choice. They can meet with me individually, with myself or in a small group. They can decide to use their textbook. And here I've given them the textbook pages. If they feel that they are able to read and look at examples and visuals within the textbook. Here I've given them an option to read about it. This is a website called Purple Math, and this actually aligns up it's reading of how to do the problems and how to get across the information. And then the last option will be video. My final plan is to have multiple videos available. Within those videos, I want students to have choice of, do they want to see a video that I've made of what the lesson would be like, or do they want to have somebody else? I'm going to try and choose different videos of different styles of teachers so that they can get familiar with different kinds and maybe have a particular favorite. Within each of the videos, I'm going to use a option so that they become interactive. So they'll have to stop partway through to be able to take notes, as well as to answer questions, so that it doesn't just become a passive activity, that they're interacting with the video. Then we'll move on to practice. Now they can practice with simply a worksheet they can get from me. They can use problems from their workbook. Another option, they could go on to Khan Academy, which provides many practice items. In all three of these cases, and maybe if I can find others, the idea will be for students to be able to practice items, self-assess for themselves to find out the answers, and then determine how much practice they feel they need. I'm not going to quantify the number of practice problems for them. I will, however, suggest that they try for different enrichment and higher order practice problems so that they are ready for their final assessment. But ultimately, I'm going to leave the practice up to them, how much they feel they need. From the needs analysis, students' feedback was some felt that they needed very little practice, while others felt that they needed lots of practice. So I want to put that choice back to them. Also in this practice section, they'll be able to work with friends if they want to, or small groups. So they'll be able to have some of that autonomy within to allow if they feel that they can ask questions and work with peers. And the final phase is the show me. This could be a paper test from myself, it could be an online test, or they could decide how they want to show me that they know what they're doing. They could do that through error analysis, but they'll have to devise how they want to prove to me that they know that they are proficient in this. Along with that, students will be given an opportunity after they've taken their test or their assessment, that if they have errors, that they are to go back and fix their errors. And they can go back as far as to the learn or the practice area to get better at it and retest. So the idea here is that they can actually continue to solve their own problems. We're looking at that cognitive autonomy so that they are learning from their mistakes, and then that when they're done a unit, they're proficient at a unit. And the entire timing is on them. So this does require a lot of patience on the time of the part of the teacher, that the usual lesson that they may want done in 1 or 2 days or 3 days may take much longer, and for some students it might be shorter. But ultimately the student is driving their own learning, which hopefully will be the item that has them motivated to continue through, because they have control over their learning.